I would not say that is a scam. I would not.
Oh, hold on a minute. It's a scam in that all right, so it's not a scam, but they are taking.
If you sell me your house for lower, that's on you. That's you're in a situation where you need money more than the house.
So let's hear about what, profitability problems are from the great Dave Kittle.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, so this one post from Chris Miller, it's public. Jimmy did say, hey, this could be a topic on the show. Chris Miller down in Florida, he said he's created a new type of PT clinic that's already gotten rave reviews from elite business minds in the PT space. He knows that it's great. His clients love it. Here's his problem. He said, I'm not running a great business. Debt, missing payroll, struggling with marketing are problems I don't know how to fix. I've taken so many courses and worked with coaches who are great. The problem is me. My ADHD brain sucks at boring tasks. I just need help. Some business owners have criticized me for saying that, but I agree with him here.
Yeah.
It's self-awareness that comes from decades of struggles with schoolwork, projects, tasks similar to those required to running a business. I would love to have a business partner or investor who is good at the business piece and who believes in what I'm doing, because I know that's the missing piece to building something truly great. Who's the best business person you know? I want to speak with people smarter than me about how to find a partner to help so we can grow it together. Now, I know we're talking about profitability problems on this segment. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I can't find it, but one of the comments that Chris said, of course, people chimed in with like a million different suggestions as these Facebook groups go. I think someone suggested a couple different things. Like one was like a fractional person, operations person, but he commented back somewhere. I want to try to find it. There's like 35 comments. One of the comments that Chris replied, he said, yeah, I know, but I can't afford that. Like whether it was like a team member, an operations person, someone that would come in. I can't find the exact quote, and I hope it's not from a different Chris Miller post. I think it was from this one. I want to make sure I'm quoting him properly. But
can I say something first? Like, kudos on Chris for being super honest and vulnerable, because I bet you there's 1,000 other people who are thinking the same thing while they post like really great highlight videos of themselves in their clinic. So Chris, like, that's a big deal, being super honest.
Definitely. Absolutely. So am I off base by saying that follow-up comment, I'm trying to find it, that he said he can't afford it unless he posted something else recently at like some other post. But
he said someone said, huge respect for your honesty. As someone who's worked in healthcare consulting and business manager for a few years, I can tell this level of self-awareness is rare and a strength, not a weakness. They suggest a fractional COO or business manager, an equity-based strategic partner, or outsource the gaps temporarily. And he said, for number one, I need capital to be able to afford a fractional COO. For number two, 100% open and willing to offer equity. And number three, again, don't have the money to do any of these.
Okay, so that's why this is profitability problems, this segment, respectfully, Chris. But again, kudos to him, self-awareness, and just putting this out there. Not easy. Love it. Love to see it. That's why he's successful to the point where he is right now. But if you like we need to maybe dig into this. We have him on the show in the future or whatever, but like maybe something's not fully dialed in where there's not enough extra profit to figure out some of these solutions. So if you don't have the capital to bring on like a Tony Maritato or whoever, like, I'm not saying Tony wants to do this, but like if you want to have someone who's like a seasoned business person to come in and help with operations or pay for, a coach like Jamie Schreier, Sturdy McKee, whoever, then there is some profitability component to this to get yourself out. Cause it's either you have to do it on your own time, your own dime, or you have to bring in someone that is better than you, that's been there and done it. But he doesn't it's like the conundrum, like he doesn't have the money to get someone. Yeah. So that's the challenge. What do you think, Tony?
I was, and I've known Chris for a long time, and he reached out to me through Messenger. And when I saw him share that post in Uncaged Clinicians, my immediate concern was, I feel like Chris is stuck, like so many of us, in that like limbo between, okay, I can't do it all myself. I know my limitations. I know my deficits. But I also can't afford to hire people to do it for me. So maybe I'm going to try and find a solution in partnership, but that's definitely not a solution here. I'm going to say twofold. One is, if you're not profitable enough for you, why would a partner come in? Because you're looking for them to bail you out. and that's just, it's not going to happen. I've never seen it happen. And two is, and this goes to a post that somebody had shared looking at Athelis. And I think when somebody is looking for, solutions to problems, and I've realized this about myself, you think, oh, I'm going to buy this thing or I'm going to do this thing and it's going to solve my problems. It's not. You have to solve your problems first. And then you attract the right people and the right people come into the organization. So to Chris's situation, he's in this limo and Joey Alberton, we've talked about this on the show before. It's like, you could probably get away with small one person, making a living, or you go to 5. You don't live in the 2 or 3 zone clinician wise, because it's just not profitable enough. I think Chris is looking for a solution. I don't think the solution exists. So now he makes a decision. He says, okay, I'm going to do this. And I know he said, I've used coaches, I've had great mentors, I've done all this stuff. I just hate it. So you say, okay, how are you going to find the profit? Where is the profit going to come from? Or do I just shift gears? Do I try to sell what I've got? Maybe somebody's going to come in and just buy the equipment. And do I go back to just being an employed therapist? I don't think he wants to do that. So for my wife and I, we made an investment. We learned how to run a business, but we had to step out of patient care. We had to stop being the therapist. We had to put all of our effort into being the business owner and building the business. If Chris does not want to do that, even though it's something he doesn't enjoy, then, I don't think bringing a partner in is going to do it, because you're not going to attract a good partner.
Yeah. I think Chris is smart enough to understand that it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. He understands that. He can see that. There's that Taylor Swift reference that we get to meet. So what I was going to say is 2 things. Number 1, understand what game you're playing. Chris is trying to play clinical game and business game, and those are 2 different games. He's probably very good at one of them, and he's admitting he's not good at the other one. Bringing on someone, like you said, for equity or money, you don't have it, so it's not a choice. And again, if you're not profitable with one, why would you be profitable with 2? You're not. My suggestion, because I want Chris to walk away with something tactical, is I'm going through this whole 6 types of working genius. Have you heard about this? It's one of those paradigms or frameworks that explains why certain people succeed in certain situations. Chris sounds a lot like me, where he's not good at those tactical, those tedious things, as the 6 types of working genius would call it. You find one of those people, and I think the cost-effective way to do it now, which is what I'm beginning to do, is a virtual assistant. So if Chris was like, this is the clinic I'm going for, you need to sit down and turn your ADD off for a little bit, figure out and list all those tedious things that Chris was mentioning, because he listed them. He knows what he's bad at. My ADD brain sucks at boring tasks. I know it needs to be done. Chris, you doubling down, this is not a muscle you're going to get stronger at. This is your personality. I can say this because Chris is me. Looking at you, Chris. Chris, this is me. Bring someone on, but cost effective. In my opinion, it's a virtual assistant, because you can do it for $12 an hour.
Another challenge that he put in the chat here in the comments on the Facebook group in Uncaged Clinician is that he already started the business, or at some point took out an SBA loan, right? So not completely bootstrapped before. And listen, there's pros and cons either way. Tony, you started with a loan at some point, or no?
No, we never did a loan.
10 grand or something?
Yeah, 10 grand and I borrowed I had saved 10 grand, borrowed the rest from my mom.
Yeah. So at this point, he can't it doesn't sound like he has enough profit, enough cash flow to take out a loan right now, because he's already paying the debt service. He's saying debt. He wrote debt, missing payroll, struggling with marketing are the problems. So he's already paying debt service, monthly debt payments, back to this SBA loan from when he started. I don't remember when he started. I think he's been around for at least a handful of years with his practice, but he can fill in the gaps for us. So he can't do it. He can't take out another loan right now, because most banks are going to say, well, it's too risky. You don't have enough cash flow. You're obviously making the minimal, maybe you're making the minimal debt payments on the current initial loan. So now you can't take an SBA or a commercial debt loan out right now on top of what you already have. Again, because of the cash flow challenges. And some practice owners can get to this point where they're like, everything was bootstrapped and it was just, your own sweaty startup kind of thing. And now he could be at a point to take out a business loan, but he already has the first one. So again, it's just, this is the current conundrum and challenge for him.
I just think it's one of those deals where he's finding and he's searching for that high profit margin service or product, because I can be, and I'm going to talk about myself, I can be very inefficient, very flighty. I can jump from idea to idea, but until I find that high profit, cash cow, that ATM that just prints cash very easily, I can't be ADHD and jump from project to project and be poor. I have to have, like a foundation of income there. Yep. So I think all of us agree, like this whole idea of the 24-hour access and the golf simulator and the stuff, you're onto something. What may help is to say, okay, what are the things I can get off of my plate, not put on a virtual assistant? I personally have never been able to hire a virtual assistant. So I'm just saying, I don't think that's a reasonable expectation. I think it's just, I'm just not going to do it. If this is the stuff that's taking 80% of my time and producing 20% of the revenue, I am just not going to do that stuff. I'm not going to do,
but then what are you going to do that? He's talking about like things like tasks that need to get done, like paying for stuff, like that needs to get done. So then like, that's not want, that's need. You're saying he has to do it, put your headphones on and take your ADD meds for a hot 20 and then get it done and suck it up.
I mean that, or, you automate payments.
That's what I would virtual assistant or automate, is like the stuff that you're like, just do it. Like, just like for me, it's podcast editing. I could do it, but I don't want to spend 2 hours doing it. So I took each episode. So I spent 2 hours teaching someone how to do it. And then I said, I'll give you a Google Drive link every time. And that's done. And
thing is, he said payroll. I don't know that he has.
He's the only guy. Yeah. I don't know.
Now I know he talked about the stretching. He's got a person doing stretching, but like something like that. How much money, if he's not the one doing it, which I think he does it also, but if he has somebody in his facility doing stretching, you're making pennies on the dollar for something like that. And that is a stressor. That is something that is sucking energy and time. No matter how much you think it's not, depending on the way it's structured, it probably is more of a drain than an asset. So like that would be one of those things that are just wipe out. I'd wipe out all of the little things that are just draining the battery and just focus on the one biggest opportunity that's you can accelerate exponentially. Working at an hour and getting paid $100, working 2 hours and getting paid $200, that is not acceleration. It needs to be, I work an hour, I get 100. I work 2 hours, I get 400. I work 3 hours, I get 1,200.
Right.
It has to be that.
For potential easing of this challenging crossroads that he's at, Tony, and also potentially helping with cash flow, would you also maybe suggest, or would you think this is a possibility to, going back to that golf simulator, instead of pitching like that monthly membership, maybe you make it, I don't know, 1,000 or 2 or 3,000 or something, but you get like unlimited access for the next 12 months or 24 months or something. So you get cash up front to outsource some of this. You can catch up, hire an assistant, when you have cash, you have the buffer.
Right.
So could you get some of that cash up front? And then, assuming you create like a Calendly link or something where people are not double booking for the slots for the golf simulator, and selling $1,000, $2,000, 12-month golf rejuvenation program, whatever you want to call it. You get cash up front, and then the people are not using the full service right away. They're going to use it over time. What do you think of that?
I would do it like, I was at a WeWork. It's called The Yard. It's like a WeWork sort of knockoff. And like those things were valuable because like you didn't just say you get square footage or you get access whenever you want. It was like there's snacks and there's free beer and there's free whatever. Like, so yeah, like understand the psychographic of who's going to use that. Hey, by the way, if you get membership, you can bring 3 friends. No problem. Up to 3 friends, a foursome, right? That makes it feel more valuable. Like I buy one, but I get to sneak my friends in. And by the way, there's 6-packs into whatever. Like some people are going to abuse it, right? Figure out how to just weigh heavy on that. So at first I didn't like the idea. And then I was like, hang on a second, understand the psychographic. Now we're talking about what Chris should do. Someone also threw a comment in there And I want to make sure that Chris understands that I think you should at no point do this. Someone suggested, hey, why don't you throw some pickleball stuff in there? Could you do pickleball? Why don't you? Pickleball is a big thing.
Yeah. You don't need a new
my man.
Article
You need less, not more. I'm not doubting the success of pickleball, but Chris, you are pickleball or you are golf. I know there's going to be some crossover, but you are pickleball or golf. Chris, you're golf. Do not touch that pickle. Don't touch it. Don't go near it. Think about it. Be friends with the pickleball. Have someone else be the pickleball girl in the community, and then you guys hang out, but don't touch that pickle.
Yeah, and he said that he's done like hosted events and had, but that's where I think you have to double down, triple down, bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, like fundraising events, Yes. I mean, that's where you get 10,000 in cash right now. And there's no payroll, there's no other obligations going on. It's just that one big cash outlay.
Yeah. Do we have time to do my segment or?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
It's called Steal the Strategy. This is when I just curl the internet and I find things that I'm like, ooh, this is kind of cool. This is a found idea. Have you gotten text messages like this? Someone told me it's because somebody's gotten hacked and my data has been hacked because now I get this. And I get it in New York. So it's specifically this. Easy Pass, which is our version of Fast Pass or somewhere in the country. So I'll read it for the podcast audience. I get this text message the other day. Easy Pass final reminder. You have an outstanding toll. Your total account balance is outstanding. Not in a good way. It's outstanding, not great. If you fail to pay before April 22nd, shoot, guys, that's today. You will be penalized or subject to legal action that are now payment and a link. Please reply why. And it goes into more like, just boilerplate text message, which sort of makes it look and feel legit. Please settle your toll immediately after reading this message to avoid penalties for delaying the payment. Thank you for your cooperation. So this is a scam, everybody. I had to remind my dad, like he was getting these 2 years ago. And I'm like, this is not real. Easy Pass does not do this. Don't worry about it. They're going to get their money. It's not this way. But I thought this was a really, really great example, ironically, of good copywriting. Like they really, really thought there's urgency there. We can go through a couple of the terms, right? Like Easy Pass, final reminder. All of a sudden you have my attention. This is an example of every line has a specific purpose. The headline is to get your attention, right? Because that first came off as a notification on my home screen, right? Understand that. That's the only thing that I could see. So, of course, I opened it. Final reminder. What is this? You have an outstanding toll. Your total account balance is outstanding. These are hitting negative emotions. Red alert signs are going off in me, right? This is clickbaity. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't hate scammers. Hate the idiots that fall for this. Like, that's the reason these guys keep doing this, but they are doing it well. So I was sort of breaking this down and I was saying, well, like, okay, we can touch on all the emotional triggers. This looks legit, so it mirrors something. That's why it's a scam. That's not why it's good, but it touches emotional triggers. They give me a call to action. I got this 2 days ago, and it's saying you have like 2 days to settle this up, or you'll be penalized or subject to legal action. I understand the stakes. There's tension in this story, and I haven't even hit paragraph number 2. And they close pretty much with a call to action. Now, not great grammatically, now payment link. So we can see all the emotional triggers, why this is good copywriting, because idiots fall for it. Stop falling for this. Stop falling for this, and they'll stop doing it. But I wanted to end with something tactical. How could you use this same type of clickbaity strategy for good in your clinic? And I've got 3 examples. How about we touch on emotional urgency? That's an emotion. We can use this for good. Hey, Steve, don't let that old injury sneak back in. Quick checkup slots are filling fast this month. Lots in now. This way you get to feel urgent, but caring and not sleazy, and you're not threatening them with legal action, right? How about scarcity and action? Specialized dry needling sessions available. Only 10 spots left this month. First come, first serve. Get yours today. Leverages urgency without lying. There are 10 slots. Or pressuring unfairly. You're not threatening legal action or that you're going to sue them. And the final example would be something that maybe Chris could do. You can send a text message or an email to your list. We're launching something new that's going to change the move. VIP early access open for the first 15 patients. Details, click here. gives a little FOMO and curiosity to drive action. Use these concepts for good. Clickbait is neither, the strategies are neither good nor bad. They are tools. And I know we have such bleeding hearts. We can't wait to just over-explain, understand what's good about clickbaity strategies, and use it for good and not evil. Steal that strategy.
I love the second point. I think it was about what I took from it was almost like using less words. Like when they send these scammer text messages, I mean, it's not an email. In an email, we're all accustomed to writing too many words, too many adjectives, too many words that have 3, 4, 5 syllables. In these text messages, it's very low reading level. It's on purpose. It's like on purpose. It's very direct. It's the least amount of words possible to convey everything that you discuss. Like, what is it? What's going on? What's the call to action? Why is there urgency? And using the least amount of words. I love this. I mean, obviously we don't love the stupid scammer text messages, and they, fortunately people fall for it and then lose money. Yep. But it is a great example of copywriting and how to convey something and get someone to take action on something you want them to do with the shortest amount of words.
Yeah. I mean, there's another good example of, you mentioned the reading level is lower, or there are misspellings for a reason. Have you guys seen these kinds of signs in your neighborhood? We buy houses. Sometimes you see them in handwritten. We buy houses cheap. They're dumbed down because they're looking for idiots. They're looking for people who have a house, who need to sell it quickly. Is this a scam? Yes, it's a scam. They're going to buy your house quickly, way less than it's worth, and then they're going to flip it and take their time and sell it because they have money.
I don't know if that's a scam. Is that a scam, Tony?
I would not say that is a scam. I would not.
Oh, hold on a minute. It's a scam in that all right, so it's not a scam, but they are taking.
If you sell me your house for lower, that's on you. That's you're in a situation where you need money more than the house.
Yeah, but yes. Sorry. So this is a flim flam. It's not a scam. It's a flim flam. Like I am
coming transaction.
Right. So I think this is do not do this if you have, unless you need money to pay for someone, your heart operation like tomorrow.
Do you remember the "We Buy Ugly Houses" signs? Like Brilliant. Those were everywhere.
They are perfectly designed for the audience they intend to hit. I think where healthcare providers do it is they make the communication about themselves. They talk about themselves, and they use big words and too many words.
So I feel like I touched this just a little bit with the running post that I shared, where I was targeting very clearly, look, if you're a runner, you're willing to run through the pain. Pain's not the problem for you. Your problem is you're concerned that you're going to break something or tear something, which is going to take you out of the next race. So if you want to come in to rule out that there is danger in running through the pain, I'm your guy. I'm not going to tell you not to run. I'm not going to tell you you can't do it. Come in here. I'll tell you you're safe and just keep doing it. Like that is a little bit of kind of what you're referencing here, using copywriting, using persuasion in a positive way to help people get the solution they want. Coincidentally, we got our spam post in the comments for cheap viewers right as soon as you started the segment on the spam text messages.
And I clicked it, and now I'm getting alerts from my bank that I've been hacked. I don't know what happened. How'd that happen?
All right, guys, let's wrap the show. I'll start the parting shots. Parting shots. I mean, I go back to, and I've shared this before. I think the most important thing we do is look at where we spend our time. And spending my time with you guys, spending my time with the communities we have on social media, it makes me a better business owner. It makes me a better person. I hear new ideas and new concepts, and it makes me look at things differently. And I appreciate you all, the 37 people that are watching this, plus the 2 guys that I spend Tuesdays and Thursdays with. So thank you. Be protective of the time you spend and spend it in the right places.
Parting shot is, if you're looking to charge out of pocket, you're most likely going to have to find new prospective patients, clients.
Yeah.
They are most likely not the current Medicare beneficiaries or insurance mindset clients or patients that are on your caseload or in your previous history of patients. I know that's challenging to consider, but I've been there. So just listen to this episode again. Maybe It's two different consumers, in my opinion. Tony agrees, and I think Jimmy's on board with it.
Yeah, you could do it, but like you said, the juice versus squeeze ain't there. It's going to take you too long to convert one. Go find 10 others with the same amount of effort. Mine would be, I'm going to give a nod to Chris and self-awareness, which is Chris is understanding why he's failing, and he's being open and honest, and he's saying, I am willing to be open and honest about why I'm not doing well, and can someone help me, and what are the solutions? He's crowdsourcing it. We might want to bring Chris in for a separate live stream and like crowdsource this and get more, because we're going to need more details, right? We're guessing in a lot of that things. I'm doing some self-assessment too. Like, how do I get more? I'm doing that whole 6 types of working genius, and it's explaining a lot. And it was worth $11 on Audible for the audiobook. But here's the thing. I'm going to have to put some of those things in action. I know that you want, we're academics, right? Because we're PTs and went to school for a billion years. You got to put some of those things to action or nothing changes. When nothing changes, nothing changes. Follow the Dave Kittle Show on YouTube. Learn Medicare billing. We've got a Facebook group too, and PT Pintcast.
Hey, it's Dave Kittle. Are you a healthcare business owner or physical therapy practice owner who is looking to figure out your succession plan or exit strategy? We might be able to help. And in fact, we may be interested in acquiring your practice. If you're interested, you can reach out to me. Shoot me an email at dave@conciergepainrelief.com. That's DAVE at CONCIERGE painrelief.com. Or you can call me at any time, 646-781-8884.